Warmer temperatures means more people headed to the waters for float trips or kayaking. I'm Samantha Walker, and coming up, I'll have what you need to know before you make a splash.
Plus, some great Americans showed up at Central Park in Carthage for a living history lesson. And hundreds of seniors in McDonald County get ready to walk across the stage for graduation day.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
An SUV overturns numerous times in a crash today on I-44. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. The report came in about 1:20 this morning. The crash happened near mile marker 10. Witnesses say the SUV overturned numerous times before coming to a stop in the median. Newton County Ambulance transported the driver to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be another great day for us today. Temperatures well above average for this time of the year, highs into the 50s. We only drop back upper 60s by the time we get into the morning hours. Not sure why that locked up on me, but only upper 60s by the time we get into the morning hours. And then once we go into the afternoon, we're going to go right back up into the mid 80s for highs. So temperatures, they're going to stay really nice as we go through the next couple days. If we look outside for us right now, most of us are sitting lower 80s, 83 in Joplin, 84 is where we stand in Pittsburgh. Through the evening hours, slide back through the 80s into the 70s. And again, we only drop back to the upper 60s. Temperatures stay well above normal the next few days, but also some thunderstorm chances. We'll look at that here in a bit.
See you soon. With warmer temperatures and Memorial Day weekend around the corner, more people in the 4 states are going to be heading to the water. KOAM Samantha Walker visited Shoal Creek to learn more about what people should know before they make a splash.
Between Elk River and Shoal Creek, Southwest Missouri is a popular destination for those hoping to have fun in the water.
Probably the most popular thing to do here is drop in at Grand Falls and float to here.
Zan's Creekside Campground is just one local business who welcomes those hoping to get on the water. Offering an RV park, tube rentals, and an access point to Shoal Creek, the business has already started prepping for the influx of activity coming ahead of Memorial Day weekend.
We keep the beach clean and flat so that you can drive on it without sinking or four-wheeling out to the water's edge. And we pick up the trash, and there's a lot of it comes down in the water, so there's a lot of prep work that goes into preparing and maintaining the beach for the season. It never ends.
Whether you plan to swim, float, or kayak, they say safety should be a priority.
Nothing's going to ruin your float trip faster than a legal action that you didn't expect, or injury, or worse.
Redding's Mill Fire Protection District says they commonly respond to calls on the waterway during the season, from floaters accidentally getting lost in the dark to unexpected debris posing a risk.
There's a lot of opportunity to incorporate safety into your day on the water. Several of those would be having a float plan, having the right equipment for the river, and this includes from sunscreen all the way down to knowing the river.
The Redding's Mill Fire Protection District has a water gauge down here on Shoal Creek, which they encourage people to check online before they take to the water.
The water can be easily too high and it can be too low, where you start damaging equipment or popping your tubes. On the website for the river gauge, it will show you the flood stages. It will show you some historical data that will be able to help you make your decision on if it's a good day to float or not.
Additional tips they have include making sure someone knows where you'll be on the water at any given time. So if you need help, first responders know where to go. They add it's safest to go out into clear water, not when it's murky.
Pay attention, do a little bit of work on the front end so you have a great day on the water. And always wear your life jacket.
Reporting in Newton County, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
You can find a link to the Shoal Creek online water gauge on our website. You see it there, KOAMnewsnow.com. More historical figures, or at least students dressed like them, can be seen today at Central Park in Carthage. The annual Great Americans Day is a living history field trip for local schools. With the help of volunteers from the Carthage community, the event highlights the importance of historical figures and their values.
Lots of joy, really humbled by the fact that, that I was able to do this and to bring joy to somebody else's life. It's a really awesome thing.
Obviously, more than students participating. William Bradford, Jackie Robinson, Harriet Beecher Stowe, and George Washington Carver were some of the presenters at today's event. Seniors in McDonald County make last-minute preparations for this year's graduation. While the big day takes place on Thursday, the graduating class used today to practice for that ceremony. 230 seniors participated in the practice session on the McDonald County football field to get them ready for lineup orders, seating arrangements, and the detailed plan for receiving their diplomas as they cross the stage.
Several weeks ahead of time, reminding them you have this many moments left, and to take advantage of these last few moments. And the neat thing about our kids here is McDonald County raises wonderful young people, and they have a sense of community and a sense of pride in their family.
Again, the official graduation for McDonald County High School is Thursday. The baccalaureate service will commence at 5:30 p.m., followed by the graduation ceremony at 7 p.m. Some area softball teams look for tournament glory. John Dales has a preview of the Rough Riders chances coming up later in sports. But up first, as the weather warms, you might see more and more wild animals. We have some advice from the experts on how to appreciate wildlife. Spring is in the air, and with it comes new life across the 4 states. Time of year when a lot of animals become more visible. But KOAM's Lonnie Walton reports the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks wants to remind everyone of an important message. The best way to protect our native animals is to admire them from a distance.
Birds, we love the birds in the spring because they're coming out. That's an indication of spring.
And that's what locals said when we asked them what their favorite springtime animal is. And here's another.
A squirrel, because they're so fascinating. They bury their nuts over the winter, and their memory is so smart they can find it again next spring.
And these animals are all nice, but Logan Martin from Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks in Crawford County wants to remind locals that animals can only survive peacefully if we leave them alone.
But when a human interacts with wildlife, it generally decreases that animal's likelihood of survival in the wild.
And why is this?
It's not with the parent, it's not learning those natural things that a wild animal should learn to survive, how to be wary out in the wild, how to find natural food.
And not only that, Martin says it could harm you.
Canine distemper going around, so you might see a sick raccoon or something with canine distemper, and because it's sick, it's lowered its guard, and it doesn't see humans as a threat. That doesn't mean it's something you should go pet.
But what if you see an animal that looks lost?
The parent is just hanging around just outside of your view, waiting for you to leave. In most cases, it's out there feeding.
And with that said, here's a few more animal lovers.
I'm probably rabbits. Why? Because they're absolutely adorable, hopping around, eating the clover.
And according to Kansas Wildlife and Parks, if you look under a rock, you should put it back in its original position. Reporting in Crawford County, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
The Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks also wants to remind locals it's illegal to possess dead or live wild animals without the proper permit. A little bit later, you've heard of moving into a new house, but moving a house? Details coming up.
Plus, our temperatures warm up even a little bit more. We're going to look at that coming up. Definitely turned out to be a nice Tuesday for us today, into the mid-80s during the afternoon. We're going to get even a little bit warmer. We're well above normal, but a little bit warmer as we go into your Wednesday. By morning, temperatures are going to be sitting mainly into the upper 60s, so we don't drop off much throughout the overnight hours. You can leave the windows open tonight. It's going to be a really nice night. Quick warm up tomorrow. Lower 80s by noon. Southerly winds are going to pick up just a little bit. Few clouds during the afternoon. I think most of us 86, 87, 88, maybe 89 degrees across the region. Wednesday night, we get a few clouds kind of skirting through, but overall, only drop back near 70 degrees. And then on Thursday, we may get an isolated shower or thunderstorm in our southern counties, but again, we should go into the mid 80s for afternoon highs. Thursday night into Friday morning, backing down into lower 60s. So we get great temperatures the next few days. 69 in the morning, 83 by noon. High temp, 88 for you during the afternoon. Great shot. Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, Tower Cam. We are looking downtown Joplin. Most of us are sitting still. 80 in Stockton, 84 in Grove. We have Parsons sitting at 84 degrees. Through the evening, sliding back through the 80s, 70s, eventually about 68 later on tonight. The winds pick up a little bit for us tomorrow. We get these southerly winds kind of kicking in with gusts 10, 15, upwards to 20 miles per hour. Maybe a little bit stronger by Thursday morning. Not windy, but definitely breezy. And then the winds will calm down a little bit as we get into late Thursday. Still have this big low, the eastern third of the country. Here's our next storm system building the western third of the country. And this is going to give us, well, at least that first wave, multiple days of potential severe weather. Kicking it off on Friday, mainly from our area, points east. Saturday shrinks a little bit farther to the south. Sunday, it extends out across central Kansas, central Oklahoma. Monday, right on top of us. Tuesday starts to shift east. So we will have chances for thunderstorms and the potential for severe weather for four or five straight days. Looking at it Friday, thunderstorms kind of get going late Friday, right on top of us, and then push east. Saturday's interesting because we have a cap in place. We may get thunderstorms, we may not. We just have to see if it can get through that cap. We should get thunderstorms in here Saturday night and into Sunday morning. Once we get to Sunday afternoon, most of the severe weather to our west, driving in for Monday morning, and then refires on top of us again late Monday, Monday night, and into Tuesday. So very active stretch of weather. It's hard to tell how much rain we could get because we don't know where those storms are going to line up. But it's a pretty good bet most of us will pick up another inch of rain or so over the next week. 88 Wednesday, 84 Thursday, 80s all the way through the weekend, but those upping chances for showers and thunderstorms heading toward the weekend.
I know you'll keep us informed as necessary.
You bet.
Thanks, Doug. If you live in Carthage, have a green thumb, and you want to show it off, well, this might be the competition for you. Vision Carthage is launching its annual Carthage in Bloom Awards. The beautification initiative recognizes the most beautiful yards and landscaping within Carthage city limits. Up to 3 winners will be chosen from each of Carthage's 5 wards. For a complete list of rules, just head over to our website, again, koamnewsnow.com/events. Still ahead, Pitt State baseball previews its appearance in the NCAA tournament, and an all-state basketball player from Galena High School signs with the Gorillas. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Pittsburgh State men's basketball signs a big-time local commit today. One of the top high school players in Southeast Kansas will join the Gorillas next season. Galena High School senior Jack Perry puts pen to paper this afternoon to make things official. He's headed to Pittsburgh State. Perry was named the Class 3A Player of the Year by Sports in Kansas as a senior. He helped lead the Bulldogs to an undefeated regular season and a 4th-place finish at state while scoring 22 points and grabbing 8 rebounds per game.
Growing up, I've always wanted to play here. It was always something I wanted to do, but I didn't really come into the picture, I think, until late March, early April. Coach DePriest, he texted me, and they gave me an opportunity. It was hard to say no to.
Pittsburgh State baseball hits the road for Mankato, Minnesota this afternoon. The Gorillas are ready to play in an NCAA tournament regional for the first time since 2018. We caught up with the team before they load onto the bus, and after an early exit in the conference tournament last week, they're eager to finish this season on the right note.
All the boys are fired up and ready to go. We've been talking about it all week. We were sitting in the locker room a couple days ago. Just smiles all around, man. We're just happy to be playing again after the other weekend, and we're just good vibes, man. Really good vibes.
Just excited to get back on the field and get after it. They should be free and easy. We just finished finals. That's why we're leaving at 1 instead of earlier this morning. But to have their finals done and be able to just be baseball players, it should be a lot of fun.
I think we're excited. We're happy we get to keep playing ball, especially for a lot of the seniors we have. We have 21 around there, so this is do or die for us.
The baseball teams for Coffeyville and Fort Scott Community College each won a best-of-3 series in the NJCAA Regionals, giving them a spot in the district tournament. That's up in Salina, and it's double elimination. All the quarterfinal games in the winner's bracket take place today. The Greyhounds lose their opener 13-0 to Johnson County, so they'll play an elimination game tomorrow against Cloud County. The Red Ravens are in the 7th inning. They're all over the top seed Barton. As we come on the air, Coffeyville holds an 11-2 lead in the 7th inning. Meanwhile, the NJCAA Softball World Series has its selection show today. After winning a district championship over the weekend, Crowder knows its name will get called. And the Rough Riders find out this afternoon they are the number 17 seed in the field out of 20 teams total that make the tournament. Crowder will face 16 seed McCook in its opener next Monday. Whoever wins that game will play the number 1 seed Florida Southwestern. This tournament is double elimination as well, so Crowder will stay alive until it picks up its second loss. We'll hear from the Rough Riders before they leave for Arizona later this week. Back here in the 4 states, it's playoff softball time for high school in Missouri. Defending state champion Diamond faces Mount Vernon in a district championship. That game going on right now, and as we come on the air, the Wildcats lead the Mountaineers 6-1 in the 4th inning. This is the 4th meeting of the season between these two. Diamond won all 3 of the previous contests, and I'll update with the final score that's coming later tonight. Closing things out with a look at the NBA playoffs, Game 5 of the Western Conference semifinals between the Thunder and Nuggets takes place tonight. OKC won Game 4 just a couple nights ago, and that gives the Thunder home court advantage once again. In a best-of-7 series that's tied at 2, like this one, the winner of Game 5 goes on to win the series more than 80% of the time. This one will tip off at 8:30 at Paycom Center in OKC. And those 2 last notes, those are big ones, that the Thunder have home court advantage, and if they win tonight, more than likely they're going to win the series, but at the same time, a loss tonight would be crucial.
Yeah, obviously, with 2 games apiece and already under their belts, it's now basically a 3-game series.
Pretty much,
yeah. Win 2 out of 3. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. We're going to have some advice from the experts on how to protect yourself from becoming a victim of road rage. Plus, iron deficiency anemia impacts 1.6 billion people worldwide. We're going to take a look at the signs and symptoms. And the use of flock cameras is on the agenda at the commissioners' meeting in Pittsburgh. They do have flock cameras already. They're thinking of expanding that system. Those stories, a lot more tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Drivers on Missouri 43 and Missouri 96 had a delay on their hands today as movers took care of a little housework. Tilson and Sons house moving hit the road to carefully move a house. As you see, traffic saw some interruptions for about an hour or 2, but for those in that area this morning, they got treated to an impressive but slow-moving site. Now, if you call into work and you say, well, I'm going to be late because a house is in my way, well, good luck with that excuse. Once in a while, it might work, but...
Hey, it happened today.
We verified it for you on TV tonight, so we kind of stamped your approval here. The weather.
Yeah, temperatures warming up even a little bit more hot for this time of the year, and then thunderstorm chances start to increase late Thursday.
Final sports note.
The Royals play the Astros tonight. That starts at 7:10. The Cardinals game against the Phillies got rained out, so they'll play a doubleheader tomorrow.
Very good. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.